There is a couple different ways that we tend to live from lack. I'm going to discuss those ways, and then I'm also going to discuss a couple ways that we can flip that script and put everything over here in the wealth column, in the plus column. So let's talk about that. Let's dive right in. Number one. Okay, so one of the ways that we tend to live from lack is there are some of us that we measure our success, how far we have come, on a set of expectations or an ideal or a yardstick that we have set way out here. So because we've based our, we have our expectations on something that's way out here, we never feel like we've achieved anything. We always feel like we're failing or we're far behind. Well, we have to have that stretch goal so that we can grow to become the person to achieve this goal that we've set way out here. But that's not how we determine our success. We determine our success by how far we have come. So how much of a different person are you from 3 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago? What have you achieved in that time period? How have you become better? How have you improved in your mindset, in your skill sets, in your knowledge base, in your focus, in your clarity, on your ability to take action and get the job done in small chunks of time instead of taking an entire 8-hour day and getting nothing done? How far have you come from where you started? That's what you base your success on. That way you're always living in wealth. Over here, it's always in the plus column. It's always in the gain column. You're not always back here in the lack or back here in the gap. So that's one of the ways that you can flip that script. You have to know how to determine your success. And it's how far you've come, not because you haven't reached that ideal yet. Number two, and this is, we've all done this. We all find ourselves here from time to time. Well, I'm going to show you how we can fix that. So number two, measuring the quality of your day or your life by the experiences in it, and usually the negative ones. Okay, so as an example, say you've gone out to lunch with a day with close friends, people who love you. It's a great experience. You come back from that feeling, fulfilled, you're happy. And say you go to work and you happen to overhear a coworker talking about you. Okay, so what does that do to the rest of your day? What is it that you think about for the rest of the day? Do you live over here in your wealth column? That great experience that you had during lunch with your inner circle, with your close friends? Or do you let that one experience with somebody who doesn't matter, who's not in your circle, who now is never going to be in your circle, do you let that experience color the rest of your day, and whether you live in wealth for that day or whether you live in lack? A lot of us tend to do that. We only focus on the lack that we had in that day. Actually, what you need to do is you need to look at, well, now I'm never going to have that person in my life, right? What did I learn today? That goes over here in the wealth column. So what is an effective tool to how to look at that, all right? What is a good way to look at that? You look at that is so that you can stay in the wealth column. What did I learn from that experience? Okay, so you're either winning or you're learning. You're either over here in your wealth or the experience that you just had was a learning experience. That way you always have a springboard over here to the plus column. All right, so how do we do this? What is one word for this? It's called reframing the experience. This is also a way to heal from trauma. So let's talk about this. And as an example, she's actually a great example, and I'm sure most of you have heard of her. Her name is Joyce Meyer. And one of the things that she talks about is a trauma experience that she had when she was a child, being molested by her father. And she actually says, and I'm going to paraphrase, that's not her exact words, but that she was able to gain from that experience. She grew from that experience. She became the person that she is now, which is a Christian motivational speaker, speaking on stages, known by millions of people around the world, because she ties some of that to what she went through as a child and how she grew from that. She became more from that. She learned from that. She was able to take that and share it with others and help others to heal because of her healing process and her healing journey. So she said it made her more. It made her who she was. And she became more because of it. So that's how she dealt with that past trauma. Well, how do other people deal with past traumas? Other people will, instead of becoming more from that, using that as a springboard to becoming, this amazing person, they become victims. And their whole identity becomes tied up in it. They are always over here in a lack bucket and in loss and in poverty because it becomes their whole mindset. They always live over here in this trauma, and they're just stuck in the mire. And instead of taking the opportunity to grow from it and turning it into a wealth, a plus, a springboard, they just lay down and become victims. Now, I'm not minimizing the trauma that some people have gone through. In some cases, it's been horrific. But we don't have to stay there. We can choose to make a different decision. We can choose to reframe these past experiences that have happened to us. We can craft our own story and what those experiences mean. We decide not to blame our mothers or our fathers or these past experiences for what we don't have or what we haven't achieved. We pull up our big girl pants and we grow. We come over here in the wealth column. We take what we learned from that and we become more. We become these incredible people who have come out on the other on the other side, and we're full of strength and we're full of power and we're healed and we're whole because we choose that for ourselves. We get to decide. The event doesn't determine who we become. We do. So we just don't lay down and die, which is what Satan wants to occur. He uses those traumas, those experiences, those negatives, for us to camp over there and never become more. We never see the wealth in it. We never see the learning in it. We never see the growth in it. We never reframe it to a positive. So what is one exercise that we can do to help us with this reframing? And it's something that I like to do. So in the evenings before you go to bed, you can take out a journal and you can write down the good things that happened to you today. What were the things that you achieved today? What were the good experiences of the day? Where did you grow today? What did you do well today? And then the negative experiences, this is where the reframing comes in. What did I learn today? So we're placing, it doesn't matter the experience, we're placing it all in our wealth bucket so that we always have this growth trajectory. We're always learning, we're always growing. It's just part of the journey, building our characters, building our skill sets, building our wealth in every part of our bodies, our minds, our relationships, our businesses, our bank accounts. We choose wealth. So that is my challenge for you today. I challenge you to choose wealth.